Good morning, adventurers.
Morning.
We're just on our way out of San Francisco this morning. We just hopped in a Lyft and we're headed to the car rental place. We're renting a car for the next couple days.
Yeah, we're driving up to Portland, and it was actually pretty affordable, way more affordable than flights and a little bit more than buses.
Yeah,
like,
but to have the
car.
freedom of having a car, it's just, we've been enjoying having a car in the last few months that we've been hanging out in the States. It's just so nice to be able to go where you want to.
Yeah, plus we're gonna drive along the coast, which we wouldn't get to do if we were taking a public transportation.
All right, so let's pick up our wheels, pick up our ride, and get the hell out of here. All right, this is our ride, Nissan Altima.
We bought a car.
Just kidding.
Please tell me you ain't no good, but you do things they never could. I like it. You rescued me, took me home. You set me free and made me strong. I like it.
So we've got a little bit of an announcement we wanted to make. We want to do something special for the people who are supporting us on Patreon. We want to give you guys more for your donations. So what we're going to try to do is at the $2 tier and above, we're going to be releasing our videos early, at least 30 minutes early, but we're going to try to shoot for more than that, 1 to 2 hours early, to people on Patreon, so that way you guys can watch the video, you can comment on the video early on, and we always do our best to reply to the comments that come in the earliest. So that'll give you an opportunity to reply to the video early so that we're able to reply to your comment.
We still have our other perks on Patreon, like handwritten postcards at the $15 level and above. But just go ahead and check out the link below if you'd like to learn more. Or if you don't feel like supporting us, that's cool too. Just keep on watching.
Now you got me waiting on you. Hand and foot is what I do, 'cause I like it. Please tell me you ain't no good, but you do things they never could.
We're almost to the coast, but we were getting kind of hungry, so we found a random place called, what's it called? Stone and Embers. I think it's a pizza place, maybe. But it looks super charming.
There are so many cute little towns on this road. Super windy though, so don't forget your Dramamine. But like wineries galore. If we had more time, I think we'd step into a few.
We decided to split a pizza. It has arrived and it looks really damn good. I think we got lucky with this one.
Yeah, and I think all the ingredients are local and organic, which is pretty cool. We did the, what was it called? The Fumet Blanc. So it's got some smoked prosciutto on there. We've got some chili peppers. It usually comes with these charred onions, but we got them on the side for Mr. Eric. And then I think there's like fresh oregano in there, and then some Parmesan. It looks pretty spectacular. That is almost as good as the homemade ones we did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that thin crust is delicious, and it's all like salty and smoky, and the chili peppers are just a little spicy, not too bad. They said that they vary on the batch, so I think we got a pretty decent one.
So you think ours were better than this?
Maybe.
Dang.
I think they're pretty much on par. I liked our crust better. I'll say that. The toppings on this are pretty phenomenal.
So we also got a side of these savory little beignets, and they've got some Parmesan shredded on there, and I'm not exactly sure what the sauce is, but they look pretty dadgum delicious. I'm gonna get one from the bottom that's like doused in the sauce. Oh. Got my Parmesan. Whoa. Oh man.
Is that so good?
Those are phenomenal.
Oh man.
Dude, those are good. There's like a vinegariness to the sauce, then you've got this like potato goo spilling out of it with this lightly kind of fried outside. Yeah, and it's still smoking. Man, that's a good choice. These are dang good. We're driving through a forest now, and the trees are gigantic and magnificent.
These redwoods are insane.
Yeah. They just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger and more mysterious. We're now on the Pacific Coast Highway, or California State Route 1. That actually spans 655 miles. And what we read was that prisoners were actually used to help build the roadway, and they were paid 35 cents per day.
That seems like a pretty legit wage, right?
Maybe back then it wasn't so bad. I don't know, because I think it was in like the 30s.
Oh my gosh.
But because of all the landslides and all the erosion, the entire highway doesn't really line the coast. Some parts are actually pulled inland, but some of them still are on the coast. And it makes for some pretty epic views. We've arrived in Fort Bragg. We're gonna make a quick stop at the Glass Beach, which is a spot we've heard about and we've seen a lot in pictures. The beach is literally made up mostly of glass particles instead of sand. It's supposed to be really beautiful.
Very beautiful and very colorful.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to finally see it. Need some more blue ones.
We're just digging through and grabbing some glass for a photo. Some of them, like this big white one here, almost look like glass.
This one, yeah.
Or sorry, like ice.
Icicles.
Yeah.
And then these ones kind of look like marble or something like that.
Yeah, but we've got like green glass, lots of brown glass, and white. The clear white glass is probably the most prominent one.
Yeah. Gosh, I would love to know where all this glass started.
Yeah.
Like, what is this from?
There's literally a story behind each little shred of glass.
Maybe it's all Heineken.
This is the most intact piece that we found so far. It's almost sharp enough to cut you.
Yeah.
It hasn't quite been smoothed
Here's
over.
another one. Yeah, look at them. Ooh.
Yeah, those actually look like proper glass.
These ones needed maybe a couple more years in the water.
Yeah.
Also, it's important to note that you are not allowed to actually take this glass with you. It's protected as part of the
Like parks.
parks system, I guess. So we're just doing it for a picture, but apparently what happens every year is people come here and it's covered in glass, and then in the summertime people come and pick it out and they take it anyway. And they were saying that in the winter months the water I guess gets choppier and the waves get bigger and it stirs up the old glass, and so it kind of replenishes itself every year.
So how did this glass beach come to be? What we read is that they had a long time ago, at the turn of the 1900s, they had multiple dump sites that they had created near the beach, maybe even on the beach, I think. And then over time they had kind of moved the dump sites, but a lot of the...
Well, they kept filling up. So
Yeah, they
they'd
kept
have to
filling up
move
and they
them.
would burn them down. And, from what I imagine, it was very disgusting.
Yeah.
But obviously a ton of glass is still left over from that. And over the years it would just erode, so now it's just literally part of the beach.
Yeah.
You know, instead of sand, it's just glass. We were just saying, it's so cool how, like, at one point this was probably just the most disgusting possible place in the state that you could be.
I'm sure there's so much trash that washed up.
And now the trash has been turned into something that makes the beach more beautiful than any other beach, you know? That's really something weird about that. Something interesting.
Something weird and beautiful.
Yeah.
Y'all, these views are so beautiful.
Yeah, like Glass Beach or not, just
Oh my
this
gosh.
is just a sick beach in general. The views are insane.
The whole coast is amazing. I'm so glad we got our car and
Yeah,
made it
that
over
was the
here.
way to do it.
Oh, I'm going through those redwoods. But sun is setting and we have to go check into our space where we're staying tonight. We're going to the Living Light Inn, which is here in Fort Bragg. It's really cool. It's this really old inn that was built in the early 1900s, apparently out of redwoods. It looks like this beautiful old house. But what's really cool about it is they have, I guess, this Culinary Institute that they run called, I think it's just the Living Light Culinary Institute, and it focuses completely on raw vegan food. So it's an institute for like learning to, I guess, just make things raw and vegan. So we have arrived at the Living Light Inn and we made it up to our room. We are on the very top floor in this amazing old place. It turns out it was built in 1912, which is pretty amazing.
It was built with redwoods.
Yeah, and it's
right?
all the original redwoods still in the house, which is very neat. Each room is themed, and ours is peace. Across the hall, there's serenity, but I'd say it's a pretty peaceful room. We've got 2 beds in here and this amazing view out the window. You can see out to the yard, and they were just telling us that they're starting some gardens out here, so they're just starting to work on it and planting things, but it's all nice and green.
Guys, we found a kitty. She's 19 years old. Look at her. She's so old and raggedy. Guys, this is homemade granola. What's all in there, did you say?
This is a butternut squash, dates, some dried mango and dried apple, and then there's some soaked and dehydrated pecans. There's cashews, pepitas, sunflower
Wow,
seeds.
there's so much going on in there.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Dang. We tried a little taste of it. Did you like it?
Fantastic.
Yeah, it was actually really good.
Yeah.
Well, wait until it's dried and crunchy and you try it with some of that nut milk.
It's gonna be even better.
It's going to be even better. And the awesome thing about the dehydrator is that it kind of intensifies all those flavors.
Mm-hmm.
So if you like what you're tasting before it goes in dehydrator, you're going to love what you're tasting when it comes out.
Yeah.
So we just came like a few blocks away to go to the Living Light Culinary Institute, which is like a raw vegan cooking school or a non-cooking school
Right,
that they have. So we're gonna go take a look at that. But just before we were walking in, we noticed this giant piece of a redwood that we wanted to show you guys.
Guys.
Just to give you a sense of how big this tree is. Look at this.
That's
It's insane. It's so big. Check this out. AD 190. Tree started as a seedling. 1943, the year this tree was cut. Holy cow. That's
How
amazing.
did they even cut this? Is this the saw they did it with?
Maybe. Look at that
No
saw.
way.
It looks like a series of a few saws.
Why would they want to cut it down?
Yeah, that's nuts.
Oh, this poor guy. But look, the numbers correspond with all that. That's cool.
Oh yeah. So that's each
All the
like segment
rings.
of years, which corresponds to the years on this list. That's really freaking cool. That really gives you a sense of just how old and massive these trees actually are.
No stoves in here.
Yeah,
It's not a sweaty kitchen to work in.
that's amazing.
Yeah,
There's no heat.
Right, uh-huh.
It's also where we grow all of our microgreens, wheatgrass,
Okay.
of course, and our favorite, sunflower sprouts. Sunflower microgreen.
Microgreens.
Yep.
As fresh as it gets.
Whoa.
This is one of my
Oh.
favorites. Try. They're sweet
Yeah.
and wonderful. And we just snip them all off with scissors, and we put them on top of salad. We put them in sushi.
They really are
We put them in
pretty sweet,
wraps,
aren't they?
Everything.
Yeah.
So while all the students are working here, he's working here, and they have a camera feed on the TV there, so they can get like super
Exactly.
close-up
Yeah.
shot. That's very cool. We're back in our room. We actually ended up just kind of putting the camera away, and we went and got a beer with James, who gave us the tour of the Culinary Institute, and then we came back to the Living Light Inn, and we're just chilling and eating and chatting with everyone here. But it's been a lot of fun. Lots of cool people here. We really enjoy supporting local businesses like this and staying in really quirky, unique places. So if you guys are in this area, we highly encourage you to book this place to do some of the same things that we're doing around here, going to the Glass Beach. It's all a lot of fun. We love showing it off. And we'll have links in the description to all that stuff like we usually do. But I think we're going to hit the hay. We're
We
going
have to get up kind of early tomorrow because we're
Yeah.
going to go do what's called the skunk train.
Yeah. I'm not going to say too much. You guys will have to tune in, but it's going to be a fun adventure.
All right. Good night, adventurers.
We'll see you on the road.